of Membership and Development. Also on the call, we have Emily Evela, Vice President of Partnerships and Programs at HBAV, and our CEO, Craig Tolson. We also have 3 gracious people with us today to talk about HBA rebates, the experience, the program, how it works, all the things. So we have Kim with HBA Rebates, who is the knower of all things. And we have Amy and Stephanie from Breeden Construction, who are members and users of the program. So they're going to talk a little bit about their experience, provide tips and tricks and that sort of thing. So Kim is going to share her screen and talk you through some of our points today, but we really want this to be a conversation. This webinar is for you guys. This program is for you guys, and we want you to get the most out of this today. So please, please, please ask questions, provide feedback, make comments. This is for you guys, so please take advantage of that. Kim, whenever you're ready to hit it off.
Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. My name is Kim Klein. I am one of the program administrators with HBA Rebates, and my capacity puts me in a place where I focus very heavily on education and the marketing tools provided to the Home Builders Association of Virginia. This way, all of the locals and the state association can share information about HBA rebates with you, the members, specifically builder and remodeler members, and encourage you to participate in a great free member benefit. So I'm going to share my screen and give you a guided tour of HBA rebates, everything that it is, what it is, how to participate, what to expect, and just a general overview, how to register and what the claiming process looks like. So HBA Rebates is a free member benefit exclusive to builder and remodeler members of the Home Builders Association of Virginia. With this program, builder and remodeler members have the ability to earn back rebates from manufacturers of building materials, likely building materials and brands that you're already using in the completion of your residential homes. HBA Rebates exists to be a benefit to level the playing field for small and mid-sized builders. It provides you as the smaller or mid-sized builder very similar benefits to what large, high-volume, top-producing home builders of the country receive. It's also a way for the association to recruit and retain members. Builder members who participate in HBA rebates receive back their rebate money, and it's a way to help offset your financial investment in your membership dues. So I'm going to give a guided tour of HBA rebates. This is hbarebates.com, and this is your one-stop shop for all things associated with the program. So as we navigate through, you'll see that top toolbar where you can find some specific needs and answer some specific questions. Assistance, which is where you'll find some frequently asked questions. Insights Magazine is our digital magazine that we produce twice a year. It focuses a lot on the participating manufacturers, updates to the program, and just general good information about what HBA Rebates is and how it can benefit you as a builder member. Manufacturers page provides the complete list of all participating manufacturers and the products that are included qualifying for their manufacturer rebates. The portal. Portal is a brand new feature that we just launched 2 weeks ago. This is a place where builder members who had participated in HBA rebates can retrieve their past rebate claims that they submitted and also retrieve their remittance statements. And that remittance statement is a summary of what the builder had claimed for during a given quarter, and the statement that provides you the amount of the rebate that you can anticipate on receiving. Blog, again, very, very manufacturer focused, but it's a resource that we use to introduce new participating manufacturers and programs and also provide updates on the program. About Us and Contact Us are both useful tools because this is where you can find our contact information, as well as information about the company and our bios. I'm going to click quickly on the About Us page because this helps explain what HBA Rebates is and also introduces you to our team. We are a small team. We were founded by Richard and Rich Robinson, a father and son team. Richard is the leading spike in the state of New Jersey. And through his ownership and work with the lumberyard chain that he had owned, he had a lot of close ties with manufacturers and noticed that a lot of the larger builders were rewarded with direct benefits from those manufacturers for their building materials. In having such a deep interaction and engagement with the value of membership to the Home Builders Association, he started working with these manufacturers to ultimately bring a manufacturer rebate program to builder members of the Home Builders Association. Program began in 2006. The state of Virginia started participating in HBA rebates in 2009. So we do have a lot of history and a lot of great information to share. Having that depth and having 355 builders of the HBAV currently registered with 235 with participating activity, we do have a strong foundation, and this can hopefully encourage more builders from the association to continue to participate and join as well. Rich Robinson is Richard's son. He is the emerging, will soon to be, president of HBA Rebates. He served as the 2020 HBA membership chair and had recently served as the NAHB associate chair. So again, you can see that commitment to the value of association membership that our team has. This is our team and likely some people that you'll be talking to on a regular basis as you begin to participate in HBA rebates. Again, I'm Kim, and I work closely with the associations, but of course, being able to bring these webinars and share this information with large groups of builders, please feel free. Reach out to me directly if you do have any specific questions after our meeting or even beyond. I'm here as well to provide you with all of the support and guidance that you might need. You'll see that we do have our telephone numbers and emails listed below our bios. So please use this About Us page as a resource to find us. As builders register or builders who are already participating will know, Josh Shields is likely going to be your primary contact on the side of builder member care. Josh is the person who sends out the vast majority of the communication to all builders who are currently registered and participating. You'll also see a lot of communication from him in regards to your receipt of remittance statements, deadline reminders, and of course, that very important part of receiving your rebate check. And then Jackie O'Hara works closely with Josh as well. They work in tandem to spread that communication, and her contact information is there as well, especially if you are a builder who is requesting a customized claim form or direct support. Feel free, reach out to Jackie or myself. We'll definitely walk you through. Rounding out our team, Karen and Danielle, they work on the administrative side. These are the two ladies who are processing your rebate claims when they are received and providing that information to the manufacturer so your payment is validated and processed for you. And of course, Doug Hazard. And Doug works on our manufacturer side and he is the person who works very closely with all of the participating manufacturers, as well as encouraging and working with new programs, additional manufacturers joining our team. So again, use this as a resource. Know where you can reach us to answer any of your questions. And we're really, really excited about bringing more and more of the Virginia population involved in HBA rebates. So again, as we continue to scroll through the homepage, it is a member benefit exclusive to builder and remodeler members. So you do have to be classified as a builder or remodeler members of HBAV to participate and earn back the direct benefit of receiving the rebates. Unfortunately, installers, suppliers, subcontractors, any other associate members of the association do not benefit directly from receiving the rebates. However, having the knowledge that the benefit does exist is a great support piece for your business, especially suppliers and installers. Suppliers and installers, if you're working with the materials from the participating manufacturers, it's a great customer service piece to remind builders that this is a benefit available to them. If you are a plumbing supplier or a plumber installing Delta faucets, just having the awareness that Delta faucets is one of the participating manufacturers and a handsome rebate is available, you're providing that knowledge to the builder to take action. The prerequisite to participate is that you are a member of the association in good standing, a builder member, and you're using any of these participating manufacturers in the completion of your residential jobs. The other side of associate members having the awareness that the benefit exists is that if that builder client is not yet a member of the HBAV, it's a great opportunity to encourage them to join. So it's a full cycle, a reciprocity, and bringing this benefit, at least a portion of the benefit to those who wouldn't qualify to receive the direct benefit, but some really handsome rebate money coming back to builder members. As we continue to scroll through, you'll see that there are embedded videos throughout the website. These are great resources that you can follow to gain some additional insight on each of these topics. The 3 steps to participate: register, claim your rebates, and receive your rebate check. We'll follow through on each of those elements as we go through the presentation. The scrolling list of our participating manufacturers, and likely you'll see some that are already familiar to you. And again, a general video here. Over 70% of builder members who participate earn back more in their manufacturer rebates through HBA rebates on an annual basis than what they invest financially in their membership dues. So it is a great way to help offset and very likely even negate your financial investment in your membership dues. In 2024, and yes, we are still showcasing 2024 statistics because we're currently working on Q4 2025 HBA rebate claims. Once we have that period closed and all claims processed, then we'll have those updated 2025 numbers that we do anticipate are still going to be quite strong. But in 2024, the average rebate paid to a builder or remodeler company that participated in HBA rebates was over $1,600. So that's really some impressive money that's coming back. This is a national average, and Virginia is right on target with that national average. And it's a great way to reward you for both your loyalty to the association as well as your loyalty to these manufacturer brands. The first step that I'm going to take you to is registration. This is our digital registration form. This is your first opt-in to HBA rebates. I do highly, highly encourage any builder who's even remotely interested in participating in the program. Please take this opportunity and register. The registration is a quick opt-in, but what this allows us to do is start communicating specific information about the program to you. A lot of our communication is done via email or text, so you'll be able to receive that information and engage closely with our team. HBAV and all of the local associations, they send out this information to you as well, providing you with updates and reminders as to when the deadlines are and encouragement to participate. But do take a moment and register. Simple registration, the name of your company, the contact who's going to be handling your rebate claims. This is a great person, a contact person who is involved perhaps with purchasing on the accounting side, someone who has the wherewithal of what's happening with the business, when jobs are completed, and the kind of materials and what manufacturers you're using in the completion of these jobs. The address where you want your rebate check mailed to, and contact information, telephone, email, text if you wish to receive text updates. And the last piece is that we want to make sure that we do have you correctly aligned with the Home Builders Association of Virginia and your local association. And the reason here is because HBA Rebates does engage in a revenue share with all associations who have participating builder members in the program. The next step, what you'll see on this registration form, will be the option to request a customized claim form. And this is very simple, but a great springboard to bring you through your first experience with HBA Rebates. You'll have the ability to select the list of all manufacturers that you use, and our team will prepare an Excel spreadsheet claim form for you, so you can use that streamlined because it's focusing specifically on the materials and manufacturers that are relevant to you, and provide you with just some general guidance to help you navigate through your first rebate claim. Once registered, you'll receive your confirmation through email, welcome email. This will be that confirmation that your registration was received, along with a general toolkit of some information that will help you navigate HBA rebates. It'll provide the deadline for the claiming period that you'll be participating in for the first time, and also provide you with that customized claim form if you did request that. So the claiming process. We process our rebate claims on a quarterly basis. And this is a way to keep the process simple. Claiming for and collecting a smaller amount of data opposed to a larger amount of data is always going to be a time-saving effort for you. The process is simple. We do claim 4 times a year. Right now, we are still processing Q4 2025 HBA rebate claims. That deadline is this Friday, February 27th. So there are still a couple of days to get your rebate claim in and even register if you haven't yet registered. If you are interested and haven't submitted your rebate claim yet for 2025, again, that deadline is this Friday. We will have a very short grace period of a couple days going into next week, but please register and reach out to our team for specific, instruction and support, because it's completely realistic that you'll still be able to get a claim in within those few days left. This is the last opportunity to claim for jobs that were completed in 2025. So if you haven't yet taken advantage of it, please give this some consideration. We claim 4 times of the year. As I was talking about, Q4 deadlines in February. That would be the time to claim for residential jobs that were completed October through December. Q1 2026 is going to deadline in May, and this will be the period to claim for jobs completed January through March. Q2 will deadline in August, and this will be the period to claim for residential jobs that were completed April through June. And Q3 will deadline in November, and that will be for residential jobs that were completed July through September. So you'll see that trend. It's a very simple calendar to follow. For information that is likely needed to submit with your rebate claim. Keep in mind, it's important to claim for jobs when they're complete, not necessarily when materials were purchased or materials were installed. Do please start a process of claiming for jobs when they're complete. The reason for this is that by law, each manufacturer can only pay one rebate per job. So the best example there would be something like tile, Dow Tile, American Olean, Marazzi. As an example, let's say that you're claiming for $1,000 worth of Dow Tile material in Q4 right now. That rebate claim is approved and processed, but you've gone back into that job and installed an additional $500 worth of Dow Tile material, and you're placing that claim with Q1 2026. Unfortunately, because that rebate was already paid to you from Dow Tile in Q4, they're going to automatically deny that Q1 rebate claim because that job, that address of that job has already received the rebate from that company. So do protect yourself, claim for jobs when they're complete. It just makes the process so much cleaner and so much easier for you to follow. And it ensures that you're receiving your full rebate available to you from that manufacturer. Also keep in mind, if your subcontractors have purchased the materials and installed those materials for you, the subcontractor is not eligible to receive the rebate. You, the builder, is the person who is entitled to receive that rebate money. So when you know that your subcontractors are using these materials, you're eligible to receive that rebate claim, and you can follow the claim information to prepare that rebate and receive your rebate. Um, the process is simple. Generally speaking, manufacturers are going to be looking for information such as the job that was completed. So for that, they'll ask for the city, state, and completion date. That completion date can be the closing date or even just the date that you know that that job is complete. You're not going to be going into that job to perform any additional work, especially materials that would be qualifying for a rebate. The manufacturers will likely be looking for information such as the name of the supplier and or the name of the installer. The claim form is going to follow you through or guide you through all of the qualifying materials. So it's simply just selecting or checking the materials that you used. And they may ask for dollar value of materials, quantity of materials, or perhaps a model name or number. So pretty basic information. Receipts and invoices are not necessary to submit with your rebate claim because your rebate claim is going to have all that information on it and easy to follow. There's 3 easy ways to prepare your rebate claim. The paper claim form is a PDF, something that can be downloaded, reviewed. If you do choose to use the PDF claim, you can print it, handwrite it, scan it back into your computer, your desktop, and submit that claim to our team. But I look at it as a great resource of information. It outlines all of the participating manufacturers and gives you a good idea as to what to expect for the completion of your rebate claim. So for example, let's look at Bradford White, because this is one of the very regularly claimed for manufacturers by Virginia builders. Bradford White claiming is going to ask for, of course, the name of your company and the address of the job that that water heater was installed in, the name of the installing company, so the name of your plumber who installed that Bradford White water heater, the kind of water heater that was used, and the quantity. So if you were using an electric 50-gallon water heater, it would be simply checking that gas or electric water heater. Say it was a quantity 1, it was installed by Waterworks, and it was the model RE350 S6. So really simple information. And you'll see that that's pretty consistent throughout. I'm going to show you through and give you a brief walkthrough of the other 2 ways to claim, both of which are very, very regularly used. The website claim form is digital claim form, so everything is done online, and it's really easy to follow. This is a great resource to use, especially if you're a builder who's claiming for jobs individually, custom homes, or multiple homes that are using all of the same information, all of the same manufacturers. And this is where you would enter in the name of your company, your email, so we can confirm that we've received your claim form when it arrives. And here is where you would enter in your addresses of the jobs that were completed. So it defaults to one address. This is where you would enter in that address and proceed with selecting each of the manufacturers that you're going to be claiming your rebates for. So I'll open up a few just as an example, so you can see what those look like. But this is where you would enter in that address. If you were entering in more than one address, this is where you would open up those cells to add those additional addresses in and still follow through on that same path. Before this example, we'll look at Bradford white water heaters again. Again, it's asking for the name of the installer and the model and quantity of the water heater or quantity of water heaters that you're using in the completion of that home. For Delta faucets, 3 brands under the Delta umbrella, Brizo, Delta, and Peerless. You would need to include the name of your faucet supplier or plumber, and then the most regularly used faucet style or model that you used in the completion of that home. Finally, True Team Services, the name of your True Team installer, and then just a simple check mark of the supplier, or rather of the services that were rendered for that job. So you can see just through that demonstration, it's a very simple ask. Our team has worked diligently with feedback from builders as well as feedback from the manufacturers to meet that common ground. So it's not too much of an informational ask from builders to complete their rebate claims, and yet the manufacturers still receive all of the necessary information so they can prepare and validate your rebate claim. Once that information is set, I would recommend saving a file to your desktop so you have a paper trail and submit your rebate claim to our team. You'll receive your confirmation, and then ultimately that's going to be followed up with your remittance statement, a summary of what you had claimed for that given period, and the total rebate that you can anticipate receiving. The last demonstration is the Excel spreadsheet. And this is the style of claiming that I personally would highly recommend. The reason for this is because the process is simple. It provides a spreadsheet and that guidance, much like the online claim form did too, but it's a way that you can save this document to your desktop, use it quarter after quarter. That helps increase familiarity with the way to claim. And you'll also see your history, which will help you navigate through a little bit easier too. Again, keeping the process familiar and relevant and habit forming. So that way it better encourages you to claim for each quarter. But this is where if you were creating your own claim form, you would go into this first step and enter in your information, the name of your building company, and then select each of the manufacturers that you claimed for. This is also going to be the type of claim that you receive when you request a claim form from our team. So this is an example of what your Excel spreadsheet claim form would look like. This is the blank form. It shows the cells of where you would enter in your job information and then all of your manufacturer data. What's nice about this too is that it is equipped, pardon me, with drop-down menus to help you navigate through as well. And the best rule here is that it has only the information that the manufacturer needs to process your claim. Nothing more, nothing less. So if that manufacturer cell requests information, you know for sure that that's what you need to submit. This is an example of what a completed rebate claim looks like. As you can see, there were 3 jobs in Richmond that were claimed for this quarter. Their completion dates. For Bradford White water heaters, you can see the installer was Waterworks and the style and quantity of water heaters that were installed in each of those homes. For Delta faucets, again, the name of the supplier. These were purchased from Ferguson. An example of what each brand would look like, what the claims would look like. So this would be the drop-down menu where you can select your brand and then just enter in the name of the most regularly used faucet used in the completion of that home. You don't have to list more than one or two. Keep it simple and save a little bit of time and effort on your side. For hearth and home industries, so this would be your Heatilator, Heat and Glow, Simplifier fireplaces, all purchased by Fireside Hearth and Home. And again, this is where you'll have what kind of fireplace was installed, gas, wood, and electric all qualify. You'll simply include the model that was used and the quantity. The wood mantles and stone surrounds will also qualify. So if you're using them, you can actually claim for those additional rebates. And finally, True Team services, all installed by Quality Installation, and a simple check of what services were used. So on these 3 jobs, the example was insulation, gutters, and fireplace installation. So a really, really simple process. Again, receipts and invoices are not necessary to include with your rebate claim because your rebate claim has all of the data that's necessary for the manufacturers to process your rebate claim. For builders who are interested in Sherwin-Williams, Sherwin-Williams is a unique manufacturer to our program. Although they have converted and now provide a quarterly rebate to builders who are using Sherwin-Williams paint and supplies, what you would need to do is make sure that we have you registered with Sherwin-Williams, and this will just simply be a painter tracking form or ensuring that Sherwin-Williams has your account information to track. Because Sherwin-Williams tracks all of their accounts internally and then reports back to HBA rebates what each builder should be rewarded with their with their Sherwin-Williams rebate, we do need to make sure that Sherwin-Williams has this information. So especially if you're a brand new registering builder, make sure that you do take that extra moment and submit your information for Sherwin-Williams also. That way we ensure that we're calculating your Sherwin-Williams reward into your full rebate too. And there's no additional information that, that you need to submit with that. And for builders who are returning and claiming regularly, here are some additional resources that you can use to even streamline your claiming experience greater. Pre-populated claim form, providing your quarterly addresses so we can use your history of past claims to prepare your rebate claim. But again, the process is really simple. It's easy to follow, and the reward is really great coming back to you. 3 easy steps: complete your register, complete your claim, and receive your rebate check. Remittance statements will be issued for Q4 in early April. So anyone participating in Q4, you can anticipate your remittance statement arriving to you in April. This is going to provide the summary of your rebate claims submitted, as well as what you can anticipate your rebate to be. The rebate checks are processed in a lump sum. Again, another way to keep the process simple, so you don't have to track each individual manufacturer rebate coming to you. It's all going to be paid to you in one check, issued to you by HBA Rebates. And those checks are processed as soon as HBA Rebates receives payment from all of the manufacturers that a builder had claimed for. So if you followed this example using Bradford White, Delta, Hearth and Home, and True Team, once HBA Rebates receives payment from those 4 manufacturers for that quarter, then your rebate check is processed. Generally speaking, just so you have a timeline, rebate checks are usually processed right around the time that the next quarter deadlines. So people participating in fourth quarter rebate claiming, likely you're going to be receiving your rebate check probably the end of May and through the month of June. So just to give you a quick timeline as to what to expect. But of course, specific questions, any concerns, our team is here, so please reach out to us with any specific questions. I encourage you all to participate because it is a really great reward and a strong member benefit that your association is bringing to you. I know we're going to have some feedback from a builder who has participated in the past. I just want to open up any Q&A, or I will stop sharing my screen and we can move on to what I have fingers crossed will be a great testimonial, and then we can continue with some Q&A then.
Anyone have any questions? Kim, were you able to pull up the claim forms again? Maybe Amy, you can speak to like which form you guys use, any tips or tricks, and if you maybe know something now, what you wish you would known sooner, anything like that?
Yeah, I definitely have learned some things that I'm gonna get with my rep after we finish this call. So I actually inherited the rebate program from somebody else. So I came in and I just tried to establish the system as best I could with very little knowledge that I had going in. So just to give you a little bit of background, we are a builder out of Eastern and Central Virginia. We build multifamily housing. So we build apartment communities and townhomes. So we could have anywhere from, 3 or 4 projects, ending per quarter at any given moment. So I basically am kind of directing our project management teams rather than leaving it up to them to do, because they're building, they have other obligations. So it's easier for me to let them know when it's time to fill out the rebate information, and then they send it to me and I submit it. So I'm using the paper form, and the reason we are using that is because we work with other rebate companies too, and I've been told you can't double dip. So I have modified the paper form to show only what our project team is allowed to collect on. And so when our quarters are up, and you guys are great about reminding us that it's time to submit. So as soon as I get that email, I think it comes from Josh. As soon as I get that email, the first thing I do is look and see what's finishing that quarter. And I will send my paper form out to the project management team and say, hey, please go through your plans, or, maybe they know it by heart. I don't know, but they fill out the form and return it to me. And sometimes it takes a little while. I have to email after email or phone call, but I make sure that I collect them by the deadline and then I submit them through the email. But it's a pretty simple process, but I'll be honest with you, you really, you need to have somebody who is dedicated to it like I am, rather than relying on your project management teams to do it. Clearly it would be easier to do it online. However, like I said, our project management team, they don't know that we're also collecting that rebate on another project. So the online form is not something that we can use because we're using different material on every job. It's not the same ever. So for us, it's easier to use the paper because I've crossed out everything that we can't collect on through HBA. So, my system might be a little inefficient, but it's what's working for us.
And one of the things that we have started doing is, as we have new projects starting up, we've been providing the PM teams with the rebate forms at the start of the project. That way they can put it with their closeout materials. And that way, as they're, going through the project and starting on their closeout, which, can sometimes happen before you're even halfway through the project, they're keeping this in mind, and they do have the option to not wait until the last minute to turn their homework in.
Good. Those are such great resources, and I know that there are other builders throughout the country that do that. Even another one that I can think of, what they do is, as a project is starting, they have that paper claim form that they leave at the job site. So this way, it creates that initial wherewithal of what materials are being used and where that opportunity to claim for rebates is. And just simply following up on that. But I think you really have a great track and a great plan in place. The Excel claim form is something you could always use also, and just transfer that data that you receive from your PM team and save it on the Excel spreadsheet. But it sounds like you already have a very efficient system in place, so I wouldn't change a thing. Another thing that I do want to make public knowledge. So as far as the rebates go and the question of double dipping, if you have a direct program with any of the manufacturers, a pricing direct, any sort of direct rebate coming back to you from the manufacturer, then you would default to that program. And you would not be eligible to receive an additional rebate from that manufacturer. Also, there are some additional rebate programs out there. You can use as many manufacturer rebate programs as you wish. The one thing to keep in mind, though, is that for each manufacturer, you can only use one of those programs. So again, you wouldn't be able to double dip and use both HBA rebates and another rebate program for the same manufacturer. But absolutely, follow the path that can create the best earning back power to you and the most efficiency. But those are really a couple of fantastic observations, and we value your participation.
Thank you.
Kim, there's a question in the chat. It says there are a few places that ask for installer rather than supplier. In some cases, our installer is not the one purchasing the product. We, the builder, are purchasing the product ourselves. Should we list the supplier rather than installer in that case?
Yeah, either or. In the case where it's asking for a supplier, absolutely. If you have that direct supplier information, use that as the supplier that you use to purchase the materials. And in the case where your installer had purchased those materials and you don't have the supplier information, use your installer name. And in the case where the manufacturer is asking for the name of the installer, do include the name of the installer. And even if it's the installer / your business name, that would be fine too.
Any other questions? Now or never, but not really. You can always email us if you have questions.
Yes, please. There was a lot of information shared, and I do appreciate that. Any questions that you have as you digest all of the material, please feel free. Use that About Us resource. If you're not already in contact with Josh or Jackie, myself, or even Rich Robinson, please feel free to reach out to us directly. That's what we're here for. We're here to answer any of your questions. And also on HBA Rebates, we do have a new chat bot available as well. So 24/7, any questions you have, you can simply log on to our chat bot, ask your question, and receive your answer. When normal business hours are available and our team is here, if you do need any additional follow-up from chatbot questions, please let us know. Shoot us an email, a text, whatever the case may be, and we'll happily help you out.
Yeah, I definitely need to get back in touch with someone because I can see, I very rarely get on the actual website. Like I said, I inherited this program from somebody else, so I don't even know if, I assume we have an account created. I have no idea how to access it. And I can see that I need to get in there and play around. We have not been taking advantage of the Sherwin-Williams, and we need to because they are on every single one of our jobs. So
Great.
I need to get in there at least so that we can get access for fourth quarter rebates, because I've already submitted our fourth quarter at the other projects. So when we hang up, if one of you will shoot me an email telling you I need to get in touch with.
And this is Amy?
Yes, from
Okay,
Breeden
perfect.
Construction. Yes, please.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, I'll send you the link to the Sherwin-Williams painter tracking form so you can submit that information. You'll have my contact information as well, so I'll loop in with Josh just so he's aware that that I provided you with some feedback as well. But please look forward to that. Let's absolutely get you, get your Sherwin-Williams account set, and that way you can earn that back. Specific questions from that point on, anything that we can do to help you better streamline and better navigate the program, again, we can pick up that conversation offline.
We have another question. How much of the rebate goes to HBA? I'm assuming you mean to the home builders associations and not HBA rebates. Do you know the answer to that, Kim?
Okay, so the builder receives their full rebate. And what happens after that is that at the end of the year, we're able to work with those manufacturers and have a reserve that we can then share with each of the associations based on their participation. So it is a percentage of the, the manufacturer rebates paid to builders, and that is calculated on a participation level. But the builders do receive their full rebates. One thing to keep in mind, we're not allowed to broadcast specific rebate amounts for each manufacturer. The manufacturers mandate this to us because they want to keep the program pure. They want to keep the program as such that it truly benefits builder members of the Home Builders Association. They feel that broadcasting these amounts, the specific rebate amounts, could lead to builders who choose to not become members of the association going through supply and manufacturer routes to schedule, front-loaded pricing discounts or something like that. Because the benefit is developed to be a member benefit, that's why we need to follow that path. However, any builder who's interested, if you are, in a place where you want to weigh your options, if you're going to participate or not, if the reward is going to be something that is, something that works for you and the effort that it does take to prepare your rebate claim, please reach out to our team directly. What we can do is, based on the manufacturers that you're interested in claiming rebates for and your volume, we can give you a ballpark estimate what to expect, just so that expectation level is met. Okay, so Delta and new construction. So the Delta rebate is one that's based on a flat sum per home. For the Delta faucet program to work efficiently, they do request that it's new construction, and that Delta faucets, Delta branded faucets, are used predominantly through the home. If it's a large renovation project, and the value of faucets, is in the several $100 range, that's something too, that the significance of that, the multiple amount of faucets used, 3 or more, that's something that Delta may entertain for you as well. But do keep in mind, it is specifically designed for new construction with the understanding that Delta faucets are used predominantly through that home.
Any more questions? If not, I will briefly touch on what's coming up at HBAV. Like I said, this is our first webinar in a series that we're putting together this year to provide more education to our members. So next week we are hosting a Women Building Virginia webinar with Molly Elkman, who is author of The House That She Built and founder of the She Built Foundation. She's going to be speaking about the next generation of women in construction. Then the week after that, we are hosting a 401k benefit planning with fiduciary advisors. I believe that's just an informational webinar to see if people would want this as a resource. So please feel free to join that conversation. At the end of March, we are hosting a registered apprenticeships webinar with Build Smart Institute. They're going to talk about how registered apprenticeships work and why you should be doing them. In terms of our in-person events, we have a spring leadership luncheon in April with the CEO of the National Association of Home Builders, Jim Tobin. He's been the keynote the past several years, I believe. So it's always a great conversation. You should definitely attend if you're in Richmond or make the travel in. And finally, we have our annual conference and Housing Excellence Awards that will be held in Virginia Beach. We have 27 categories available this year. So you can nominate yourself, your coworkers, your boss, your company, your trade contractors. There's pretty much a category for everything. Early bird deadline to nominate is March 1st. And then after that, all submissions need to be in by March 31st. But registration is open. We hope to see you all there. Emily, did I miss anything?
No, I think you got it. And I just put the link in the chat for the awards if anyone wants to click and peruse the categories.
Thank you all again for joining, and special thank you to Kim, Amy, and Stephanie for speaking on your experience, and hopefully everybody else on the call can take something away from it. And
well, I want to thank
get some
everyone
rebates.
for including me in your meeting this morning. I do highly encourage any builder who's not participating in HBA rebates to absolutely take a minute, register, explore the opportunities. It's a great member benefit and a great way to earn back some money that is available to you. So thank you so much for your time, and feel free to reach out to anyone on our team with any specific questions you might have.
Oh, thank you guys so much.
Okay, and that average rebate, yes, that's the average rebate for the year. So that's a cumulative, that's 1650.24 is the average, including the totals from all 4 quarters of 2024.
All right. Well, with that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thanks, you as well.